Good day, this is Mr Sithole from Immersion Private Tutors. So today we are looking at linear functions, okay? So for here you need to understand the general equation of linear functions. You can have it in this form or you can have it in this form. But what you need to understand here is y f of x equals mx plus c, f of x is equals ax plus c. Your a and m, which are your coefficients of x, they are both coefficient of x's. You must know that represent your gradient or a slope. So this shows your steepness. Sorry about that, the handwriting. The steepness. Then c and q are your y-intercepts. When I talk of y-intercept, we are saying the coordinate where the line touches the y-axis. So for example here, we are talking of what you call, this is your x, this is your y. Okay, so we are saying if a line touches like that, this should be your y-intercept. Okay, now let's talk of the shape. How now do you know the shape? If you are asked to sketch the graph, you must know the shape. The shape is determined by the slope, the m and the a. So if the m and the a are negative, it means that it's a downhill, down slope. So it shows in this shape. Then if it's positive, is uphill like that. Then again here, if we have a gradient of 0, it means that you have an equation like y, for example, y is equals to 4. So y is equals to 4 is an example of what is it. So here will be 4. So the coordinate here will be 4, and we are saying this y is equals to 4 and doesn't have the x. So it means that the gradient there is 0. But another again here, since we find our gradient, we know that our gradient is equal to change in y over change in x, over change in x. So what do we know now if we have that? So it means that here there is no change in x, there is only change in y. So once we have the denominator change in y over change in over 0 there, it means that our gradient will be undefined. So we now have a 0 at the denominator. Okay. Then we look into the domain. Your domain is x equal to real numbers. It's element of real numbers. So here it means that your graph can occupy any value of x. So it can occupy any value of x. Okay, in terms of x values, it's from negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay, that's what it means there. Then again, rearrange the line there. The graph can occupy any, can approach any number from negative infinity again to positive what you call infinity. So it can approach any number. Now let's now look at what you call again, I just want to mention something here. When I talk of domain, it's x values. These the x values. Then your range describes your y values. Okay, now let's look at the finding of what called equation of a line. What do you need for equation of a line? You need 1 and 2. So you only need the gradient and 1 point. Gradient and 1 point, then you are good to go. Okay, I'm gonna use this one here, but it's the same thing. So here m is equals to y minus y1 over x minus x1. Okay, so your coordinate will be x1 and y1. So that's your 1 point that you're talking about here. This 1 point we are talking about, this is the 1 point that you must substitute. Okay, now parallel lines. When you have got parallel lines you have got shown with these arrows. Okay, and these are lines that never meet. It means that your m1 and your m2 are equal. Then you're talking of perpendicular lines where these meet at 90, and we are saying m1 times m2 must give you what? Must give you -1. Okay, that's what you must know. Now let's look at this sketching. Given that the equation 2x minus 4, you already see that your y-intercept is -4. Okay, calculate the x and y-intercept. So y is equals to -4, sorry. So the coordinate there will be negative, it will be 0, sorry, and -4. That's the first coordinate. And in the x-intercepts, we are saying if y is equal to 0, what is our x-intercept? 2x minus 4 must be equal to 0. Then we take the 4 that side, is going to be 4. Then we divide by 2. We divide by 2 and we get x equal to 2. So in this case here, this will be a coordinate of 2 and 0. So that's x is equal to 2, y is equal to negative 4. Those are your concepts, okay, intercepts, okay? Now, sketch the graph of f. When you're sketching, you connect points. You connect points or intercepts. That's what we're talking about. So for here, what are you going to do? You're going to connect your points. So it's negative 4, which is in terms of y. Negative 4, okay, and 2. Negative 4 and 2. So it's your y is equals to 2x minus 4. That's your graph there. You don't need to stress there. Then determine the range. Range we know for is element of real numbers, okay? Then determine the gradient of h of x. Now we're told that h of x is equals to negative f of x. So once you're given negative f of x, what do we do now? So let's just put the negative there. It's gonna be equals to negative 2x minus 4, okay? Then what do we get there? It's gonna be negative 2x plus 4. Then from our general equation, which is y is equals to mx plus 4, one the y have got 1 as a coefficient. We know that we're gonna take the coefficient of x as our gradient. So our m there should be negative 2. That's our gradient there. So coefficient of x, negative is your gradient. Now calculate the coordinates of point of intersection. Point of intersection, you equate equations. Equate equations. That's what you do. That's your job. You equate equations. So h of x is equals to f of x. Then you equate the equation, then you solve for x. So in this case here, you're going to say negative 2x plus 4 must give you what? 2x plus, minus 4. Then you're going to take the x, that side is going to be negative 4x is equals to negative 8. Then you divide by negative 4. You divide by negative 4, okay? It's going to give you what? It's going to give you x is going to be equal to 2, okay? Then for you, since the coordinate, you need to find the y coordinate. You're going to, you're going to substitute n of the equation, h of x, which is your y, should be equals to negative 2 in bracket 2 plus 4, which is negative 4 plus 4 is going to give you 0. So your y there is 0. It's going to be 2 and 0 as your coordinate. That's your answer there. Now, let's get to the next question. Now, in the diagram below, determine the equation of g. So we are looking for equations here. How do you get the equations? You must first find the gradient, okay? So for the gradient, m is equals to y minus y1 over x minus x1. What are we going to do? We're going to use this one as our y1, y. So we're going to say 1 minus 0. Is it changing x? Sorry, changing minus 5. Okay, so we're going to put a negative there over 2 minus 0. Then it's going to give us 6 because 1 minus minus is going to give you plus 6 over 2, which is going to give us 3. So your gradient, we have it. So we're going to use the equation y minus y1 is equals to m x minus x1. Okay, in this case, that's what we're going to use. Then what are we going to do here? We're going to substitute for y1 and x1. So y minus 1 is going to be, because we're using this coordinate, is going to be equals to 3x minus, what is our x there? Is going to be 2 there. Then what are we having there? Y is going to be equal to 3x minus 6 plus 1. Then it's going to be 3x minus 5. So that becomes our equation. Now let's look at this the other equation here that we have here. Which another equation that we have? This one, the g. Now for here, you know that this is a straight line. It's a straight line. It's a parallel to the x-axis. So here it's just gonna be y equals to, we don't have any other coordinate. There is no gradient there. Y is equals to negative 6. That's your equation. That's your answer there. Then the other one here, you need to find the gradient first. So use this formula. This is going to be for you there to calculate. Okay, let's look at this now. Number 2. In the diagram, line x minus 2y is equals to 3. Cast the x-axis at Q and S, so we can see Q and S. Okay, line x plus 1 is equal to negative 1. X plus y, sorry, is equal to negative 1. Cut the x-axis at P and R. The two lines intersect at T. They intersect here. Determine the coordinates of Q and S. So Q and S. So these are like co-intercepts. So it's more like they're asking us for intercepts. So what do you need to do here? You're gonna say for x-intercepts for y-intercepts, x equals to 0. Okay? Then you're gonna say 0 minus 2y is equals to 3. Then what you're gonna do there, you're gonna take it's more like 2 negative 2y is equals to 3. Then you divide both sides by negative 2. Okay? Then what are we gonna get there? We're gonna get y is gonna be equals to negative 3 over 2. That's our y. What about the x? We say y is equals to 4, is equals to 0, sorry. Then we put y as 0, x minus 2, 0 is gonna be equals to 3. Then here x gonna be equal to 3. Then we have our answer like that. So the coordinates is here is 3 over 2 and 0. Negative 3 over 2. Oh, sorry about that. It's 0. Negative 3 over 2. That's our S. Then what about Q? Q is going to be equal to 3 and 0. Okay. Now, let's look at the next question. Calculate the coordinates of P. P, where is P? Is x-intercepts of this. X-intercepts of this one here. So P, we are looking for P. Y is going to be equal to 1. Because x is equal to 0. Sorry about that. Y is going to be equal to negative 1. Coordinates of P, sorry about that. We are looking for when y is equal to 0. Yes, when y is equal to 0, our x is going to be equal to negative 1. Okay, so x was negative 1. So the coordinates of P is negative 1 and 0. Okay, so x, y, if this one x-intercepts, y is equal to 0. That's what you must know. Coordinates of R, we are looking for the y-intercepts now. So what are we going to do? X is going to be equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, what do we get? What's happening with my pen there? Okay, it's fine. X is equal to 0. Our y is going to be equal to negative 1 as well. So here is going to be 0, negative 1. That's the coordinates for what? For R. Okay, so that's R there. Now, determine the values of x for which the lines are increasing. Now, here, increasing, here is going to be what? X. Here for this one, x element of real numbers. So when I talk of increasing, positive gradient. Positive gradient. That's what you must know. When I talk of increasing, we also talk of quadratic equations. Equations. When I'm talking of parabolas, then we look in what called increasing and decreasing functions. Okay. So that's the end of our lecture for today. Thank you so much, guys. So for contacting, you can contact us on, or you can find us on the social media, and those are our contact details there. Okay. Wish you the best. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.